Good evening. I'm Pat Callahan.
And I'm Cindy Williams. Getting a jury duty summons in the mail isn't something everyone looks forward to. In fact, the first question many people ask is, how do I get out of it?
A jury duty is not optional. It is mandatory. But some courts in Maine are seeing fewer and fewer people answering the call. News Center's Shannon Moss joins us now to tell us what one judge is trying to do about that. Shannon?
Pat and Cindy, it is a troubling trend for sure, considering jurors play a vital role in our criminal justice system. Without jury trials, it begs the question, what would our courts and our country look like without them?
What should we do with her hair next?
Like many people, Eliza Norton is busy. She's the general manager of Akari, a salon and day spa in Portland. She's a student, a wife, and a mother of two. Last October, she received a summons for jury duty and thought, I object.
I don't have time for this.
But Eliza made the time.
I just felt like, it was my turn. Like I had to show up. I had to be a part of it.
She was in the minority.
What I found interesting was the amount of people that didn't show up.
What we typically do is we'll do it at sidebar.
Superior Court Justice William Stokes was the judge who oversaw the proceedings Eliza was a part of.
We had called in 300 jurors and 150 showed up. So that's very troubling. Judge comes in here.
Justice Stokes says when that many jurors ignore a summons, it can hamper their ability to provide a jury trial, and it puts all of the burden on the people who do show up.
It's unfair to the litigants, it's unfair to the jurors who actually show up and are willing to serve.
As a veteran prosecutor in Maine, Justice Stokes has spent most of his career trying cases in front of jurors. He has tremendous passion for the jury system.
Government says you did X, you deny it, and who's going to make that decision? It's not a dictator, it's not a sheikh, it's not an emirate, it's your neighbors.
Disputes ultimately solved by 12 jurors from all walks of life who have no personal stake in the action. And
when we lose that ability to have decisions made by ourselves, and we don't have, government by the people, for the people, of the people.
Juries were very important to our founding fathers. They believed so strongly the right to be tried by a jury of peers, it was included in the highest law of the land, our Constitution.
If we start blowing the right to jury trial off, we might as well blow off a lot of our Bill of Rights.
Jury trials nationwide are becoming less common, and not because people are objecting to jury duty. In civil and criminal cases, attorneys and prosecutors have more options.
It's not just a simply guilty, not guilty. Now there are diversionary tactics that prosecutors use all the time that are in the interest of justice.
Cumberland County District Attorney John Sauerbach says programs like deferred disposition or probation helps prosecutors reach their ultimate goal,
which is to reduce recidivism among defendants and represent victims, but also allow a defendant to take responsibility for their actions.
They'd sequester them once they go into deliberation.
Justice Stokes says while the law encourages settlements, preserving the right to a jury trial is critical for our democracy. We're
one of the few countries in the world that does this.
As annoying and inconvenient as it can be.
We're asking an awful lot. But it's worth it.
It's a very important duty.
State Senator Paul Davis agrees. He hears from many constituents that they simply can't afford to take the time off of work. He is proposing a bill that would increase jurors' pay from $15 a day to $50.
Why should we not help them out some? So the emphasis of it is just to thank them and reward them for the good service.
A service to her community that Eliza Norton found so rewarding.
Like a lot of people expected to be inconvenienced by the jury duty call, but I didn't expect to kind of go in and have this experience of inspiration with it.
A compelling case for the importance of jury duty. Shannon Moss.
So Shannon, how does a person get
Jessica
chosen for jury duty?
Right, great question. So jury lists represent a random computer selection of people living within a given area based on names generated from licensed Maine drivers, people with Maine ID cards, and also people who have asked to be eligible for jury service. But as we have heard from many viewers, some people have been called to serve multiple times. Other people who have lived in Maine their entire lives have never been called for jury duty.
And those people who asked to be called, does it guarantee that they will get the summons?
Pat, it's a great question, and no, it does not. In fact, I talked to a jury clerk today from Cumberland County Courts, and he said even if someone fills out that questionnaire and sends it in, it is still a random process, and it's done that way for a reason, to be a fair process. So, you know, some people are lucky or unlucky, depending on how you look at it.
How you look at it.
Thanks, Shannon.
You bet.